Georges County may be a predominantly black county now, but it wasn't always that way.
Right. Tonight, as we continue to celebrate Black History Month, we introduce you to a Fort Washington man who helped integrate a local school. Byron Scott has our story.
It was in 1963. My first day was an awakening.
It was 62 years ago when then 12-year-old McKinley Hayes entered the 7th grade of what was then Suitland Junior High School. He says he was one of only 2 black students.
So on that first day, I remember vividly, I was called several names. I was called you need to go home, get out of here. And rocks and stones were thrown at me.
Hayes entered the school 11 years after the landmark Brown versus Board of Education Supreme Court ruling. He says his first days at Suitland were tough, but he was determined to make it.
Just said, Mom and Dad, I'm going to give it one more day. And one more day ended up being graduating from Suitland High School and dealing with the situation at junior high.
Hayes says it took months before white students warmed up to him.
It's not that I went through the struggle every day as heavily as I did. And finally, over time, I was accepted. And they said, you know, he's all right.
Hayes was at Suitland High School from 1965 to 1968. He says just his presence had an impact on his fellow students.
That I am just as good and worthy as the person that sits to my left and to my right, that I felt that I made a contribution to the school and to the community.
Hayes attended the University of Maryland Eastern Shore, Bowie State University. He would go on to teach school and eventually became an administrator at Suitland High School.
One of the benefits, which was a difficult benefit, but others will gain from, is that no child or no one will ever have to go through the experiences that I went through. And as an administrator, I would make things better for staff and students as a whole.
Byron Scott, CTV News.